or the Twitch to make sure that it's online. But yes, there we go. We are back, and I'm once again joined by our two new shoutcasters, Asp and Leon. How are y'all doing after your 5-minute break?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Nice,
Howdy,
nice,
y'all.
nice.
I'm doing fan-frickin-tastic.
Hell yeah. Well, we got an exciting game coming up for you guys. Anja versus Underworld Chaos, and I will let these two take it away.
All right, Leon, what do you think of these pick bands?
Man, it looks like it's going to be interesting. I am right now looking, like I said earlier, they pulled out the Ornn. It's going to be cool. Nautilus already picked on the enemy team, so, my tank hype is already going. How about you?
Right, we see, okay, so I was told before the pick bands here that there were a number of respect bands. It looks like the Underworld mid lane is a Echo player, so naturally giving him the respect band. Conversely, the mid lane for Anja is a Pantheon player, therefore another respect band, and a top lane, top lane or jungle, I forgot. No, jungle, Mr. or Dr. Mundo. Sorry, he worked hard for that degree. I gotta give him the doctor. You get what I'm
Did he,
saying?
though?
Yeah, man, he was there. He went to school.
He went to school, dude. Anyway, so then we see, so for the first round of bans, we see Mundo, Pantheon, Mordekaiser. You're reading it from left to right for both sides. For red team, blue team banned Thresh, Echo, and Kaisa. So then the first round immediate pick is going to be Ornn, right? I assume I'm reading that correctly?
That is correct, yes. Both go from left to right.
Okay, got it. So the prio pick for Ornn, that is a very sort of safe top lane with a lot of flexibility for doing team fights or just holding his own on top, just collecting gold, applying medium pressure, right? And then we've got Trundle as sort of a sorry. Then Darius and Diana as the early picks for red team. Both of those are sort of high power picks. Darius, I don't think he has the buffs yet, or did he already get buffed for this game?
I believe he got buffed for this patch.
Okay, got it. And then Diana, pretty popular mid laner, can work with a lot of different AoE type characters. I assume that is actually jungle based on the fact that we do have Ziggs ultimately for mid lane, and then that would have been the Trundle and Jhin pick for Anja next. Jhin, very pretty safe ADC. Can run what do you call it? Gale Force, be very mobile. Trundle is a very anti-tank. He's got that ulti to do a lot of shred on defense.
Which I definitely feel is going to help. The fact that he has the Nautilus on the enemy team to be able to just, capitalize on that, it's going to be great for whenever the team fights start popping off.
Exactly, and then he can hit him with the AD nerf on a deeply run Darius or whatever. And then we would get the second round bans: Caitlyn, Nico, Lucian, Zyra. Looks like we've got basically it was going to be a support ban, even though Nautilus is picked. Either that or it's a Zyra mid lane ban. I mean, I gotta assume that's a Zyra mid lane ban, assuming that they knew Nautilus was gonna go support, right? And then we've got Caitlyn, Nico, cutting off some tricksy options again for mid, because Ornn's probably assumed top for blue team, right? So they were going to assume like a weird Nico mid, a weird Zyra mid, Lucian mid ban again.
Something that'll just
ban.
hold him down.
Right, exactly. And then we see, I'm going to guess Vayne is an answer for the Ornn Trundle double front line. Very tanky boys, as you know. And then Vayne, the tank shredder, right? If she can get to that state of the game anyway. And then Senna as that support, and Lissandra in mid lane.
And like you said, it really just goes off the Vayne. If she can really just pop it off, but I feel like that's going to be extremely difficult considering the Lissandra claw that can go underground and the Jhin to be able to stun it in the backline.
Right, if they can find her, they do have a lot of CC chain potential, but that Lissandra has to take a pretty risky position in order to do so. Lissandra is a decent sort of like mid-low tier pick, I'd say, but like again, like if you know how to play her, that's a big difference, right? Ziggs, long range, very kind of non-interactive. He might run up and like auto you if he's feeling disrespectful, but again, pretty safe mid laner. Pretty big departure from what I understand this player usually plays, which is Echo, a lot more aggressive, right? And then we've got basically a lot of long-range engage potential with the Ornn, right? Follow up with Lissandra coming in from a weird angle. Follow up with the Jhin from off-screen, continuing to pressure. Trundle, he's going to run in pretty fast with his ground AoE, and then Senna can back up late as she wants. Conversely, we've got Darius, Diana. Darius is a run-at-you champion. Nautilus is a hook-at-you champion. Diana secondary engage, and Ziggs is just damage hose from a safe distance. Vayne is like your Vayne is a short clock for all of the frontliners that are trying to engage your team. Diana is answered by Lissandra, as you know, judging by the pick
No,
order.
definitely.
Right.
This
so
is definitely
Lissandra-
going to be one of those games where it's going to be, the Anja is going to have to play on the back foot. But man, if they succeed on that back foot and catch the Vayne, that's going to be a whole fight unless Darius has something to say about it.
I mean, I figure we're going to see pretty early heel cut for that Darius. I'm going to assume he's going to go Gore Drinker. No, he might still go Stride even after the nerf, but like, Q, Gore Drinker, he can get a lot of health back really quickly. But he might go Stride. I mean, it's probably going to be essential considering all the area denial from Anja. Lissandra, pretty good answer to Diana being engaged on her because, Lissandra can always ulti herself or ulti to counter any hard engage, I guess. Its primary target is going to be like either Vayne or Darius. Ziggs probably not going to be in range, right? I mean, enough forecasting about the game, though. I guess, I don't know, who would you say the draft goes to?
Honestly, I want to give it to Anja.
You think Anja? Okay. I'm going to say small edge to Anja as well, mostly because they have a lot of reach. For red team, it's a lot of Nautilus doing the heavy lifting all over again, right? Nautilus wants to catch people, and it's really going to be on the one guy to start the fight. But then Darius Diana can follow up really easily. But if the first link of the chain whiffs, I don't know how they're going to do it, unless like you find some Master Yi angle. You get what I mean with the Darius and Diana?
Definitely. But before we get too much further into this, I feel like how are we looking on to game?
Is our game ready to watch?
Yes, sir.
All right,
going now.
All right, fantastic.
Man, I'm so excited.
There we go.
It's a little sad that Nautilus isn't. I don't know. Like you said, it's going to be all on Nautilus.
Right.
As a tank main myself, like it's going to be exciting.
Right. Well, we'll see how the execution goes down. There's a lot of finesse required by both comps.
To really pull this off.
Right, but the finesse burden is slightly higher on red team, in my opinion.
Now let's already start talking off the Ziggs.
Yep.
Going with the
Sapphire Crystal start.
That's exciting.
He's going for that new technology where you go for the super early, what was it called? Fiendish Codex? Oh, no.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. And it looks like red team.
Oh, my bad. Lost chapter.
Lost chapter. Sorry. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. So red team looked like they were going to posture anti-invade on that mid bush, but then being seen, they just spread out into a standard 5-point. Blue team also executes a 5-point with the ward in place instead of standing over in danger corner there by blue side Raptors. And
now the flex on this Diana, right in front of the Lissandra.
Picken gives him the cue. Hey, what are you back in there for, right? Diana did show at that micro bush, and then he turned, and it looks like he's going to go for the blue start. Looks like both teams are posturing for a blue start. Neither of them are going to invade. They dropped a couple defensive wards, and yeah, it's just going to be a standard blue start for both teams.
Now, I'm excited to see what's going to go on in the top lane, because I definitely do see Ornn as a possible kill potential on the Darius, but it's going to be difficult because Darius be Darius.
Right, Darius do beat Darius, but it's all about lane dynamics, minion dynamics up in top lane. So if they both just play standard, like we won't see a lot of bloodshed. Since they're both kind of tanks, Darius does have a level 1 advantage with the bleed, but not if he doesn't hit. He takes 2 auto attacks and
what
a
an
Q
early
for his
trade.
troubles. Right.
Early
Same thing
trade
goes for
for
mid,
the Ornn.
actually. Lissandra lands a couple solid Qs, and we see a decent health deficit in both mid and top, and translates into a CS deficit as Ornn postures for the early level 2. If he does get another minion kill, Darius does hard commit, gets a couple bleed stacks, but again, the return damage is much higher on that Ornn. And now Darius has already blown his potion, whereas Ornn has a potion and a biscuit, so the health lead's about to compound continuously. And Ornn gets early level 2.
Team on.
Oh, I see. Darius got the level 2 and decided to engage. Gets hit by the passive. That's a lot of health gone, but he has no potion left.
He doesn't have a way to come back.
Route. Right. Similarly, bot lane, pretty big health deficit for red team. It is not really going so well. But
I definitely
CS
see Anja on the
is,
upper foot.
Right.
Oh,
and then
the
you have
early
Trundle,
invade with the Trundle?
Early gank. A little, yeah, like 20 seconds earlier than normal. He goes for the flash, confirm, gets hit by two. He actually gets the execute by not taking damage from the Darius. That's fantastic.
Now we're seeing plays in the bot lane. Nautilus was able to land that hook.
Yeah, and a lot of return damage there by the Senna with a very long range. Trades in a lot of damage. Early, Vayne, not a lot of pressure, right? As opposed to the damage that Senna and Jin can put out. Jin over there threatening the W's there. Meanwhile,
I see the
could have
only one
demonstrated
really
mid.
losing on Anja's team is the Lissandra. Like this is being played
Not
really well
quite.
by
As
them.
you see, Lissandra has 2 potions and a decent amount of mana. Ziggs no mana, no potions, right? Or well, no mana and potions, but it's not a big hole. Like it is a CS diff though, and bottom CS diff as well. But as long as they get better lane posturing, that CS is just gonna come back to them if they force a. Ooh, interesting. So. The Darius threatening the Q actually forced the flash a fraction of a second too late. Ornn does take the damage and heals the Darius and blows his flash. Big momentum swing in favor of Darius there. Ornn is actually going to concede the back in order to get his health back. We'll see if he uses a teleport to get back in the lane. Darius, he's building that slow push, and that's actually going to be tragic if Ornn misses any of that. And it looks like Ornn is going to save his teleport, decides to trundle it back up the top as his actual trundle is clearing Wraiths.
Now we do see a big fight in the bot lane.
Yeah, big fight started. Jin does crack the crit onto Nautilus, trading back a substantial amount of damage. As you know, bot lane has a heal, or bot lane blue side has a heal, whereas Nautilus does not. But it's not going to matter if you're gonna spend the flash and the heal here. Vayne does get the passive W proc, triple hits, finishes the Senna off as he pins the Jin against the wall with the Condemn. Jin is going to get out of there with a little bit of health left. Looks like Diana is going to be forced out of this jungle invade after taking some cheeky CS there. As you can see, 2 camp lead for Diana, but the thing is, Trundle did get the kill from the early flash in the tower. We have 3 people highway chasing onto Darius as he walks away. They throw a couple taunts.
But he's gonna
has
make
no
it
mana
out.
or abilities. Yeah, Darius makes it out of there. All they did was repel the invade. They did not they did force the flash from the Diana though. So Diana had to spend the flash in order to get the extra econ from the invade. As you can see, decent amount of econ advantage. Trundle does decide to gank mid with no mid support, gets satchel charged away. Ziggs going for the cheeky parting Q, doesn't quite land it. Teleport used by Lissandra to cover mid.
Good plays so far.
Right. What do you think of the early game going so far?
I definitely do not see the Ziggs' advantage with going that Sapphire Crystal. That's all I want to say about that. Now,
Right,
the
he did get
Darius
lost
being able to
effort.
swing it back has been really nice.
Right, after a lot of tragic early game trades, Darius did make it back, especially now he's got a level lead, which is probably going to be fleeting as Ornn does eventually get it back, assuming on this one. But Ornn does decide to commit the combo, resist the apprehend by using the flame breath. But this is a big wave built up by Ornn, and Darius is just going to have to farm it under tower. Ornn probably going to look back and use his passive to buy something. No, he's just going to be fighting. And Lissandra comes in for the full combo ultis and Ziggs ultis, and they both walk away with no health each.
But the Ziggs with the flash play.
Yeah,
It's
Ziggs did
definitely
have to
gonna be
consume his flash. And a lot of burst damage from the Nautilus engage. And then, Jin does his best, and Senna does his best for parting damage. But again, big full stack ulti from the Darius for a solo kill up top. And we see the gold lead is now 1.2k 7 minutes into the game. That does not look very good for Anja.
It does not. But it's definitely, like we said, it's going to depend on how well Darius can use that engage whenever it actually comes down to the fight.
Right, exactly. Diana going a little bit aggressive, gets hit by the root, dodges the Jin root, and that's the end of that. Looks like Trundle did pay a lot of his health. Diana did not have to ulti or flash did not have flash, but Diana with the Q, E, auto E, E passive combo. Really good Q by the Nautilus, follows up. Vayne thinking about the dive, thinks better of it, loses most of her health as the penalty for not quite getting the passive in for the that third W would have definitely landed the kill. Condemn a little bit early.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Man, exciting game so far. Let's take another look at those items. We can see that Ziggs is already stacking that tier. What do you think about that?
Well, that is a second tier buy, which does put him behind Lissandra, but again, he's got the, what was it called? Lost Chapter again? That's going to be really helping his mana, and the mana is really, you know, how he's going to be poking down that mid. As you can see, from his efforts, he has established a 20 CS lead, which gives him 1 level advantage. And we see bot lane a lot of health loss as they do aggressive trades back and forth here. That Senna is a big factor, as you can see, but Nautilus, when he lands those hooks, you know, he's a kill threat.
Definitely.
And as we see the trend of CS leads going on Diana with a 20 CS lead in jungle, 10 CS lead for Darius, including the kill.
We are seeing the ultimate out of the Jhin right now.
Yeah, he's sniping for the Vayne. Right, he does snipe for the Vayne, but Nautilus is a chunky boy, can stand in front of her. And looks like bot tower, bit of that first plate is shaved down. They're going to be looking for a little bit of a gold boost. This is the only lane where we see CS parity, right? And we see the junglers battling for the scuttle, which does go to the Diana. Diana pops the ulti, cannot quite convert though, as he gets solo killed by the Trundle. Trundle very good at solo killing with the stat stealing. Darius chasing the Trundle down, but you know, Trundle does have the speed boost, gets slowed by the minefield, turned around on Darius, who then ultis him. 400 gold bonus for the Darius and double buffs. And Lissandra, thinking about the claw in, decides better than to engage on 2 people.
Understandably so. Ziggs with mana and a Darius that has double buffs? No, thank you.
Right, Darius did take the detour bottom because, as you can see, Ornn is trying to freeze in order to stymie some of the bleed that's happening in his lane. You know, but the cost is Darius does get to roam, and the roam means he gets to get the revenge kill on the jungler and claim double buffs, which is going to continue to snowball his lane.
Now, I can't really tell, but if Ornn was actually able to take a couple of plates, maybe that'll help with a little bit of the hemorrhaging at top.
Right, he could have spent a lot of abilities in order to hard push those lanes, but I guess he really did want to play safe and freeze near his tower. But Jhin, ooh, very tragic. He can't run fast enough there.
Not much you can do. Full Nautilus combo.
Right, and after the root just it just didn't provide enough defense. Oh, tragically, it looks like, I'm gonna guess the satchel charge time expired, launching the Ziggs even further into death. But honestly, he was screwed either way.
And you gotta admit, that Trundle was very smart to place a tower where he did. It pushed
the pillar
the Ziggs
positioning,
away.
fantastic. Yes, great play by him. And it looks like a Ornn ulti backwards. Oh, that was a critical ulti by Senna in order to tip the scales in that very close fight. Probably, honestly, would have gone to Darius.
I agree with you fully. He was readying his next basic attack when that ult was fired.
And it looks like Diana's getting the revenge kill, going for the tower dive, but he does not convert it. Looks like Ornn used his headbutt and his flash in order to get away from Diana there. Safely TP's back home with no health, but Diana can probably score a couple plays. Gets 1 at least, and that's a pretty decent econ advantage. Does show that Diana did get... Yeah, looks like 2 plates for Diana, and a decent amount of lost CS for Ornn, but better than dying, right?
Definitely not what you want to see on the Diana early game. You give her gold, and there you go.
Right, Diana, level 7, no flash though. Looks like, judging by the flash timing, Diana flashed after Ornn, and Ornn flashed away. And they just sort of traded flashes.
Oh, we may be seeing a mid-dragon fight.
Right, and a Ziggs prio sort of edging in, but Ziggs is not an aggressive character, so he doesn't actually have huge prio. He does have range though, but he's not going to utilize it. It looks like Red Team's going to back off and concede the cloud trade. Not a bad decision. The only bad decision is just hanging out and not actually doing anything with the cross map. Diana, actually, speaking of cross map, moving in and taking the wolves. And then we see top lane has returned to neutral. Ornn is out of position since he was going to get claimed the dragon, but Ziggs is out of position. Right, fantastic
like a balloon.
Yeah, Ziggs could have been a little bit more conservative with his positioning, considering that he just saw the dragon go down, and he did, I believe, that's a ward for him that would have provided him vision. Another fantastic max range Q by Nas, converting into a full combo. Vayne going in for the aggressive finish, and Lissandra teleporting behind, gets the ulti on the Vayne to trade kill, and it looks like they're going to convert and get the Nautilus as well. Oh, fantastic max range, followed with the claws. Is he going to get it? No, he actually gets tipped by the max range Lissandra Q. Fantastic effort by the Nautilus. Good geometry hitting the max range wall Q to try and get away there, though.
Now, will Darius be able to get this full engage?
Looks like he won't. He's gonna turn. Oh, fantastic! You can't underestimate. Now he's got a max stack Q, max stack passive on the Ornn. Ornn gets the knockup, but Darius is gonna get another Q heal. He's gonna turn their ulti him again. Fantastic play by Darius.
Oh my god!
Disrespectful by the Ornn. Actually, it's one of those. It's honestly kind of like a Lee syndrome moment where he feels like he had to salvage a bad play earlier. You cannot underestimate the heals by Darius, especially if you don't. If you now, did he have the Bramble Blast during that play, or did he buy it during his death there? If he already had it,
he had it during.
He had it during. Okay, that's actually crazy that he had it during, and then Darius just Q healed him for that much. I mean, again, skills with missing health, right?
It was definitely a really good play by the Darius. The fact that he was able to get that first kill off, it was, oh man, juicy.
Yeah, it was
Trundle definitely made a mistake getting back in there.
Right, we saw, well, Trundle was the first to die. Basically, Ornn sort of hung out by the blast cone, deciding if he was gonna, enter or not. And then we see another fight happening here, 3v3 at bot lane. Catch on the Lissandra by the Nautilus, trying to play cover, whereas Jhin is trying to ulti, go through the enemy team, but he can't. Chunky boys again, Nautilus. They turn around, they kill the Trundle, who kind of over-engaged. Vayne, happy to disengage after getting the free Trundle kill. We see Diana moving away with very little health. You have that problem where Jhin wants to snipe people, but if there's chunky boys in the way, what are you going to do?
Not much you can do there. Now,
yeah,
I have to say,
he doesn't have a lot of items, he doesn't have a mythic.
Exactly. Now, I do have to say, I'm loving the Nautilus. This Nautilus is making me really proud as a tank, man.
Yeah, he's playing really well. He's playing really disruptive. You saw Lissandra wanted to go for the hard engage, probably looking for the Diana, but Lissandra gets stopped by a passive, then a Q, then an ulti. It's just a lot of things that impede one person from going in.
Definitely.
And then on the reset, Trundle goes to clear his bot, probably going to sequence up top towards mid. We see Darius aggressively posturing, pushing. He doesn't actually have vision. That's Blue Ward's defensive in their own blue jungle with the blue respawning. He gets coupled the apprehend into a trade. Yeah, Ornn is good with shorter trades. Darius is best with longer trades. You see Ornn having to use the ulti in order to try and fight the Darius, but he gets killed. Lissandra gets the return kill because Darius did go for the Stridebreaker, as it turns out. Stridebreaker and Steel Cast, no MR, so Lissandra able to put in a lot of burst to get the return kill. And Trundle flashes in the bouncing grenade actually chased Nautilus post-flash and killed him. You hate to see it happens all the time, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And Vayne couldn't quite get the W passive auto. Not that it would have killed Trundle there. Actually, he might have, because Trundle does heal off of passive, and maybe he has Triumph considering he is Orange Tree. He is what do you call it? Press the attack. And then we see two displaced blue team members, very low health. Darius licking his chops right now. He flashes in, gets the and the double kill with the Q. That's a big gold injection for this already strong Darius. 7 kills in. CS, not that impressive, but he's got 7 kills.
Look at the gold differential and the fact that most of it is put on the Darius.
Yeah. And then we already see the big carry pattern happening. He's got 6,600 gold. Gold leader in this game, as far as I can see. Yes, he is actually gold leader. Diana, not that far behind. Everybody 6K for the carries on red team, struggling to keep up on Anja here. And we see Satchel take care of the bot tower. That would be 3rd tower down for red team. This is
now. I'm not saying it's looking like a smash, but it's getting there.
We do have a 5K gold lead at 16 minutes. Not insurmountable, but certainly troublesome. And 3-0 as far as towers go in favor of red team. But blue team does have their dragons and a root on this Ziggs, finished off by Senna ulti. Lissandra comes in, ultis the Diana, who did burst the Jhin. Jhin crawls away with a little bit of health. They trade the Diana, 2 low health members again. Look at Nautilus just walking up, hits the passive, gives it to Vayne wisely. That's a type of support player you can really trust, right?
Amen on that. Too many times have I seen support players having to take their kills from their ADCs. I try not to be one of them, but hey, sometimes it happens.
He's like, hey, Vayne, you're a late game carry, right? Hey, don't you need this gold? And then Vayne Darius claiming their free dragon, and this is going to be a mountain, which is going to compound the defense of anybody on red team. That's going to be your Diana and your,
hold
your
on
Darius
a second.
and your Nautilus.
This Nautilus might be making me proud. He did build an Aegis shield, but with that Kindle gem, I don't know if he's going to be going to support Adam or if he's going to be going for the Sunfire.
We'll see what he does eventually. Does not seem to have the AoE damage item yet.
He doesn't have the Bomby Cinder, exactly.
Yeah, Bomby Cinder is definitely what you would expect to see if he's going Sunfire. We'll see though. Not a humongous, momentous thing, especially considering all 4 mythics of the rest of Red Team is done, as is, well actually yeah, both teams. We have Senna with the Kraken Slayer done, presumably for the tanky boys of Red Team.
And Trundle makes it out of that near-death experience.
Yeah, he did make the alcove play. We've got Warren there, a little bit underfed, doesn't even have his boots yet actually. He's going to be relying on that chem tank for the speed boost. But again, I mean, it is kind of weird because he's a long-range engage character. I guess he's going to, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of engage potential for Anja, they just need to come together with the damage. But the things like the counter engage for Red Team, pretty strong. With the Nautilus, we saw it engaged several times where whoever wants to go in just gets shut down completely.
Exactly. That Nautilus has been doing everything that he has to do to keep that team down.
Right, Lissandra going in for the sneaky kill, gets the engage on the Ziggs, puts in a little bit extra damage, hasn't popped their ulti yet. Ultis herself actually to dodge the Ziggs damage and heal some damage back. And the Everfrost hits, but not quite enough damage to kill the Ziggs. Ziggs, fantastic counterplay, I guess. Even though, really, Lissandra pressed most of her buttons correctly. The only weird thing is very late Everfrost. Other than that, even though Lissandra pressed all the buttons, like, just didn't stat high enough to kill the
Sapphire Crystal. We know it's a new meta.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we got
Diana
engaged by the Diana by kills 3 people. Actually, engaged 3 people, then dies. Dooms the Ornn to death. But ultimately might be a 1-for-1. We'll see how this continues to pan out. Actually 1-for-2, and Vayne does get the second kill on Senna. That was a fantastic engage by Diana, but the damage, I guess, just to follow up, you know, Vayne is a right-click character, Nautilus not a burst character, so, you know, maybe if the Ziggs were there, that burst damage, or the Darius, but I guess, you know, you experiment with these, you sort of branch, you know, you sort of set your feelers out there, right? You go,
no,
well, what
definitely.
Can we start?
And I think something that this team isn't keeping in mind is what we're able to see, which is the gold differential is mostly just on this Darius currently. So even though
and the Ziggs too, look at the Ziggs.
Oh man, look at that.
Well, everybody's got
right there.
Actually, everybody. That's a big gold differential on everyone. Actually, except for Senna. Senna's got 27 CS and, you know, fasting Senna gold, right?
Yeah, we're looking at 31 to almost 40k as a gold differential at 20 minutes.
And Darius going for the all-in on Trundle, and actually Trundle, fantastic. Just you can't count Trundle out. If you're fed, Trundle's fed.
Facts.
Right. And yeah, Darius with the big disrespect on the Trundle pays the price, gives over a pretty substantial shutdown, I would imagine.
Now we do notice now, Darius did in fact build a Stormbreaker, so he's looking for those side lane plays, but with Trundle being there to counter it, I just don't see how that's going to work.
Well, it might be one avenue for a comeback. If Darius does hard commit to side lane pressure using the Stormbreaker, or that would possibly mean that he's locked into that mode of play, and he's discouraged from doing team. Oh my god, that was a fantastic
That was nutty!
Everybody to half health from full. Ziggs normally an execution ulti, but as you can see, not.
And Vayne is there to clean up. Oh
no, Vayne does a lot of extra damage. That was actually gross. The amount of damage that Ziggs just put down on the floor.
That was beautiful.
Right, and then, but ultimately, as you can see, big picture. They lost the Nautilus, got people off mid lane. Wow, they didn't get enough for the amount of damage that Ziggs just put out.
Definitely. But it was great because it actually got them off of that turret.
Ornn really needed to reset, and now he's just going to give away a free
Diana went in for the nutty 3-man!
That was just a nut. And then Darius going for the solo kill. He gets his revenge on Trundle. Vayne is the one to take these shots for squishier members of her team.
Gotta love it. That is an ADC right there with a heart.
That was actually a gross flank angle from Diana. And what happened was that after receiving all that damage in mid, they refused to reset. They were trying to look for a reset, but they're like, oh no, but what about our mid tier 2? What about 3 deaths on your team? And
you always command that mid turret. That second tier turret, people always fall for it.
Yeah, Ornn's just hanging out at like 5% health. He gets tagged by some poke, and then everybody else is squishy below half. What do you think Diana's gonna do?
Not much. Now, something that has actually been making me surprisingly sad, and it's because of the Darius carry, is that Ornn has not been able to fully level to the extent of being able to upgrade his allies' mythics.
Right, he has not. Has he done a single upgrade yet? I don't think he has. Right, isn't
I
that available
think-
from level 13 onward?
I believe so, but
Okay.
from this, is that Jet? No, that's
he
not
is-
possible. I was
he
gonna
is
say the
quite
Kraken.
stifled.
I was gonna say the Kraken on the Senna looks like it may have been upgraded, but no.
It does not seem to be so. A slight and a bit of a whiff on the Nautilus Q.
Oh,
trying to
another
catch somebody
1v1. Let's see who wins this one.
mid. Trundle, he's got all his buttons, right? He put all his buttons on Darius. Darius pops the
The ulti.
yeah.
Strike
And
breaker.
gets on out of there. Yeah, the strike breaker speed gets on out of there.
You gotta love it. By the way, you gotta remember Pickens is here, but he's just chilling in the
Yeah,
backside.
he's chilling.
I'm just watching.
Trundle, no buttons left, turns around on the Diana, no health to speak of. 390, kill for Diana, and loses top lane priority, which gives them space to threaten Baron. It looks like Ornn's going to answer with the teleport. A bit of a poke onto Ziggs, but Ziggs counter poke quite strong. Looks like Ziggs is going to be singled out to get bursted out. Yep, and they lost their prio on Baron. Looks like red team's thinking about the counter engage, and it looks like neither team's really going to commit for it. They turn to continue threatening Baron. There's no vision from blue team. They're going to have to walk into a lot of dark jungle in order to counter the Baron. They have suspicions, but they might just give it up. Lissandra is about to show bot lane with no teleport up, and that is officially going to be giving up Baron. You know what? Ziggs, small price to pay for Baron.
Yeah, I definitely feel like even though the Ziggs squad's caught out by his own misfortune, it gave his team just enough time to be able to collapse onto the Baron, and it was scared off enough of the blue team to be able to get that without a problem.
And it looks like Trundle is jousting with this Darius again. A bit of an ego matchup. They seem to do a lot of hard commits back and forth, and then the consequences. One team wisely brings back up and the other doesn't. Ornn uses his E to get out of there, and the lasting damage actually finishes off from Ignite. It finishes off the Ornn, gives them a foot in the mid. Trundle trying to slow down the top. We get an emote spam into a flash apprehend, into hard engage,
man.
into a death for Darius, triggered by the emotes. As you can see, bit of an ego lane happening up here. As you
What
can see.
are these plays? These
And
are
Satchel
amazing
Charge
plays.
displaces Lissandra, has to retreat. Senna going up really hard to aggress, and pays for it with her life. Vayne coming in with the hard flank with the Hourglass. Vayne just out of time, actually trades 1-for-1 instead. And looks like with 4 people dead, only Ornn alive, pushing on Nexus turrets. Ornn pops the ulti, does the double knockup onto the close range Diana. Diana gets finished off by the double tower aggro. But she does trade a tower for it. Ornn at a little bit under half health, only one defending the base right now. It looks like they're not going to aggress for the second Nexus Tower. Instead, they're going to back off and look for resets. There's really nothing else on the map. They might just clear up all the jungle camps to continue starving the blue team, who is now officially 10k behind.
Yes, I was actually about to mention that.
misreading. Am I misreading that? That is 10k behind, right? Sorry.
No, that is
little...
exactly 10k
Got it,
almost.
And
There's maybe
that is
like
approaching
1k gold difference.
Right, that is approaching an insurmountable lead. As you can see, the gold diff pretty gross on every single lane minus support. But again, Nautilus can work with lower gold. Like that's what he does. But you can see all these carries with a lot of gold, lots of snowbally type characters. Diana, human grenade goes in there. Darius can follow up. Nautilus can hook to start any of these fights. And Vayne is just an insurance policy. These mega tanks are not mega tanky when Vayne exists.
Definitely. I feel like on Jaw, even though they had a good pick on like the actual board, just Darius was able to carry on to that early game, and Nautilus has been doing his job.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it looks like we did say that the Nautilus is the first domino to fall when if the red team cannot get their engages orchestrated. But as we can see, consistently pretty good engages from the Nautilus, which does get followed up.
I'm proud of you, guy. Nautilus, I see you. I see you, my guy.
Right, and then the consequences really start to cascade from the engage, or just separate
Exactly.
engagements that happen around the map. Darius once again starting his incursion in top lane. They're going to be ego battling again. We'll see who emotes first. There's the mastery flash.
You gotta love it when you know you're on the losing side. You
Right.
just gotta flex.
Nautilus dutifully clearing vision. As you can see, the one pink ward over outside of blue buff there is the only vision for blue team, as red just sort of slowly encircles the noose around blue team. There's no real escaping from this, and actually a proto belt engage from Diana into a QR finishes off the Trundle as the bot lane fight is engaged. Xena caught out of position, tries to turn an ulti, does not quite get it. Jin is out of position, caught under the minefield and dead. Ornn out of, that was the Lissandra, and everybody else cascades, one by one, all the dominoes fell there. And that is it. That's the final nail in the coffin. That was a fantastic game. Look, it was just good engage from all the engagers. A lot of posturing that really did not have the backing behind it. When you have the enemy team getting all the info they want about where your team is positioned, you are not allowed to head fake anymore. You can't be
exactly.
like, my posturing, I'm flashing mastery. Oh, do you want to fight me? Oh, you don't know where my team is. Oh, wait, you know exactly where my team is? Oh, I'm dead.
Now, I don't blame him for the posturing, but Nautilus, you did disappoint me in one thing.
Well,
You built the support item.
Hey,
Should have went
he won the game, right?
Sunfire. Always Sunfire for me.
No, Sunfire is Sinfire, all right?
Oh, you're seeing a little bit of our Discord hate here now, folks.
No, I'm just channeling LS.
But
Anyway,
yes.
yeah.
What a great game that was.
Right, just the engagement or the execution bar, I guess, was higher for Anja, as we can see. Like, a lot of things had to come together. Basically, there was a lot of risk, right? Lissandra, inherently very risky character going in with the E, right? And
Definitely.
Trundle and Ornn, not really risky characters, but Jin and Senna very positioning intensive. But then you got positioning disruptors like Nautilus and Diana, and then that makes it so their careful position can get disrupted, like I said.
And then that's all she wrote.
Right.
What do you think about it, Pickens?
Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, well, I thought the Lissandra was great. I don't know. I thought the Lissandra did their best. Yeah. No, I think that they played it really well. They got Darius snowballing, and then there's, if Trundle has ult and Darius doesn't, Trundle wins. But other than that, like, Darius has permanent push in that lane. The Ziggs was like, so every time the Lissandra left mid lane to make a play elsewhere, she got fed early, but Ziggs was just eating towers while she was gone. So
Ziggs did have a pretty big CS lead, yeah.
Oh yeah, and the CS lead and tower lead. Ziggs just destroys towers there, so they played that really well. The bot lane, as you said, the Nautilus was pretty slick there. And I just think the Diana had a couple of great flanks. I think they just played it really well that game.
Yeah, those flanks were pretty disgusting, and just sort of chiseling away at your gold by making small incursions into your jungle. One of those times it did cost Diana her flash, but like, again, stealing Gromp, that's gold in your pocket, that's gold away from the enemy jungler, and gold in Trundle's pocket is very critical, especially if he's going to be assigned to the Stop Darius role, which, on and off, whether he had the ulti or not. One of those times he had the ulti, pushed Darius away, but then just get enclosed on by the enemy, Diana. What was it? Diana, yeah. So it's like, it's really tragic. He had a job that really couldn't be filled by one person. That's going to happen when your Darius gets fed.
So, pretty much what we learned from this game is that you never not.
Oh, you just banned Darius is what we learned from this game. That's what I learned, at least.
I mean, banning Darius does seem quite worthy. And we have a little preview of the next game's pick bans, and what do you know?
Pick ban is currently being uploaded. Give me a sec. It is done. Done. Bump. All right, and actually, what we're gonna do here before this next one is just to make sure commercials don't do anything dumb. I'm gonna do a quick commercial break, so we'll be back in whenever the commercials are over. I think I'm gonna see if I know how to do this, and if not, yep, there it is.
If not, awkward silence.
Yeah.
If not, we let you see behind the curtain.
Oh no.
Alright, hold on. We go like this. Yes, we're still learning stuff here. Length, we're gonna go 1, 0, 0.
You gotta love Pickens, man. He's just such a humble character. He knows that he's not all the way there, but man, his streams are just really getting quality. He even got himself some better casters than himself, not trying to throw hate, but, just, it is what it is.
Well, he gets another W. He goes into his streamer promos.
Hey,
almost.
Welp, it says initiating 30-second commercial break. So, yeah. I mean initiating. I don't know how long initiating will take, but.
Right.
But yeah. But
Till
yeah,
then, I guess we can just talk about life. How have you guys been?
Doing
Uh,
very good.
you know, it's a lot. I have a lot of tabs open, and I don't like having this many tabs open.
That's true.
That is how it
I
be.
got
Spinning
the
a lot of
game
plates.
files, I got the pick ban, I got the OBS, I got League, I got the actual Twitch. It's just a great time. Ad
Well, you're the
blocker,
host with the most.
I guess. Hey, it worked, Gumball. Cool. Well, I didn't get a commercial, so AO. Well,
We found the ad block user.
yeah.
Ooh, we found him.
Well, while I'm still here, then I will talk. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to talk about the next the pick ban for this next game.
All right.
Well,
do it.
Yeah.
I would like to say we did give Chrono Drive his echo there. As you can see, that was UC's first pick. And yeah, that's
Very
really
high prio.
Oh yeah, definitely. They banned the
Expecting a
Pantheon
lot
again,
of him.
which cries
Can you
because
explain the Rengar ban?
the Rengar ban? I don't see a Rengar ban. So, oh yeah, I do see a Rengar ban. So
That's your first ban, as a matter of fact.
yeah, it is. So what happened here was the team's jungler got sick and couldn't play. So they put in I don't know how to pronounce, but the guy in chat, the head ad blocker, that guy, they put him in, and believe it or not, he is a Plat 3 Rengar, used to be one trick.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we weren't having that.
Right.
So the Rengar goes to him. The Vayne, obviously, we didn't want to see that again. Diana, didn't want to see
Right.
that again. Darius, didn't want to see that again.
I'm surprised Darius had to be pushed to the second round bans, honestly.
We didn't like the... Obviously, we couldn't have the Rengar go through, and the Diana and Vayne we just thought were more problematic than the Darius. With our team comp that we were drafting, we thought we could deal with a Fed Darius if they happened to first pick it. But we were fairly
Right.
confident with us leaving the Echo up, they would pick Echo and then their bot lane. And then you leave their last pick for their top laner.
I see.
It was a bit of a
are we still in
gamble.
commercial?
I don't think so. I'm
Okay.
watching the stream and I haven't got a commercial yet, so...
Got it. All right,
Gumball.
so I gotta tell you, okay, so these pick bans are a little bit puzzling, right? So considering last game, there's a lot of support involvement, a lot of top involvement. Diana did land a couple of very impressive bombs, but very good. I would have honestly liked to see a Nautilus ban. I'm being told they had a sub
I would
jungler
have
for
totally
UC
saw
this
the
game.
Nautilus ban.
Right. They had a sub jungler for UC game that explains the first round Rengar ban. Apparently he's a Plat 3 Rengar one trick. You don't want to give him his comfort pick when he's that good, right? So understand the Rengar ban. Vayne apparently did tons of damage. Very proactive play. Lots of very tricky risk management by the Vayne. Very good execution. So they banned the Vayne for that reason. Diana had a lot of really good flanks, pretty substantial bombs that led to really good map development for UC last game. So they banned Diana. Honestly, I'm surprised Darius didn't get picked earlier and actually made it around to get banned on second round. But again, I guess this is just how the game went. Nautilus ban would have been something cool. And then let's talk about UC side. They went with the Echo prio pick for the mid laner, who is a big time Echo player. So I guess they just figured risk management, give them the Echo. We have higher priority bans. What do you think, Leon?
Man, I'm thinking that the unstoppable force for this Malphite is going to be something to be reckoned with. That ulti is going to change the name of the game. I see their actual picks, even though they may seem mobile, especially with the Karma Shield, I still feel like Malphite's going to be able to get some really great ultis into this game, and that'll just be followed up by the Volibear ult.
Oh yeah, and we do have a Shen, kind of a defensive. Is that the support or is that the?
I believe that's a support.
Got it. Okay. That's an interesting play. We have, I assume, that's a mid Karma Braum support for UC. That's a lot of go in by Anja and Akali, Shen, Volibear, Malphite. Shen can go in with Akali. Shen can go in with Volibear with Malphite. Very good mobility available to him. Jhin probably going to be off screen, right? And then like Hecarim can chase him down maybe, but that's a lot of dive that's going to be trading with Hecarim if he does go for it. Braum, pretty good. Protect the Lucian, I guess. Lucian as the ADC instead of mid this game.
I definitely see the necessity for it.
Right, and then we see Karma Hecarim again. Are we going to see that Shiralea's Karma Speed Hecarim going deep for, I assume, Jhin, because he's got nobody else to really chase, right?
Not really. If he's able to get a hit on the Akali, I still feel like she escapes. So his only real options would be to go for one of the, bruiser tanks or
Right.
to go for the Jhin.
So we got a lot of split. We have like a 4-1 split for Anja, where they have all these divers and Jin, trying to shoot people from off screen. UC, we've got Lucian, Braum, Karma, that's going to be able to hold like a steady, midfield, backline sort of thing. Echo, Hecarim, really good divers, right? So it's an interesting dynamic. I don't know who Hecarim can possibly aim for to instantly neutralize the damage from Anja. So I guess that's what I'm sort of doubting here. But again, it's a Hecarim. He can make certain things work. Fear can be really disruptive, but there's a lot of unstoppable on Anja. Echo, this guy apparently plays a lot of Echo, and he got his champion, so we'll see if he pops off or not. Are you guys ready for the game?
Definitely.
Hell yeah. All right, I say hell yeah. Now, I'm not actually ready because now I have to do a bunch of thingamajiggies. But
oh, got it.
Here we go. Kind of.
Well, while he does his thingamajiggies and, him and what's it or whatever, let's take one more second to look. The Echo is I definitely feel like this is in UC's favor right now, and Anja is going to be on the back foot of this. But it really just depends if they're able to clap on that Jhin.
Right, and then one small factor is, have they had time to gel with the sub jungler, right? Otherwise, I mean, look at the bans. Mundo and Pantheon were respect bans Mundo, Pantheon, and Mordekaiser were respect bans from last game. Trundle is a new respect ban. Senna also gave them a lot of trouble. So they gave the standard respect bans for first phase, and then second phase, they're like, hey, here's some characters that gave us trouble. Still haven't been picked yet, so, take Trundle and Senna off the board, right? Or I guess they saw Shen as a flex pick. That's why they, I mean, small chance that I guess he was going to go like a different lane. Senna, gave them a lot of trouble. He had a lot of gold, put in a lot of damage, especially early game. That Senna was trading back a lot of damage during those scuffles, right?
Truly.
All right, so stream is up. Here we go. 3.
Not for us.
Oh, is it not?
I see it. It's paused, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Cool.
Yep.
Here we go. Off to Neverland.
All right. And we have officially loaded in. Early game picked by Akali is a Dark Seal. Same with Echo. They both went Dark Seal. A little bit weaker after the nerf to its potion buffing factor. We see just a standard start from both the ADCs. Can Observer move? Wait. Oh, sorry. That's a Karma top, right? Right. Okay, so we went with double squishy for solo lanes. Go with the top lane invade, catching the Malphite for easy first blood. No summoners used by anybody. 0 summoners. He just walked in the bush and died. He knew immediately, I'm not even going to bother flashing this. Are you kidding me?
I feel like he maybe could have gone out. If he got a tricky flash past the wall, there might have been something he could do, or at least he could have popped multiple flashes.
Right, and it is a question of if he got hit by the Brown passive stun or not. I think he did.
Oh, true, because with Brown... Oh, that would have been an instant stun. Yeah, definitely would have not made it.
And we see, they're just posturing defensively from there on. And Malphite decides not to recheck that bush, even though a couple people did pass mid to sort of hint to him that there's nobody there. Looks like blue team is gonna start on their blue buff. Red team starts standard blue buff. And blue team did drop wards on the red buffs to confirm that the jungle Volibear did start his blue.
Now, how do you feel about the Malphite and the Karma matchup top lane?
Well, Malphite can shield every time, Karma can shield every time Malphite uses Q, and that kind of sort of neutralizes the lane a little bit. Karma shield does cost less than Malphite Q. Malphite has less mana to work with, especially since Karma is going Thorn's Ring. And a early taunt on the Braum results in a passive stun on Shen, results in a kill on Shen from the Ignite from Braum. Bit
Using
of a
the
puzzling
flash.
use there. Yeah, a bit of a puzzling move from Shen to taunt the Braum to stun himself into the alcove. It is what it is.
Definitely feels bad, man.
Yeah, bit of an early CS lead by Echo, gets 3 ahead on Akali, but he had to use one of his potion charges, substantially down on mana. Akali is an energy character, not that worried, right? And then we see a 5 CS lead for Lucian at bottom, naturally, since he had to 1v2 for a little bit. Lucian getting some geometry, getting a little cheeky poke on Jhin, a little bit of posturing, not too consequential just yet. And Lucian, critically, we must remember the early kill, the level 1 kill did go to Lucian, which let him start with the tier and a Doran's level 1, letting him build that up super early.
That is
Pretty
really going to
massive.
snowball this game later on.
And here's another Braum stun onto the Jin. No Ignite, though, available for Braum. So
but Ignite
Jin does
was
get away.
popped for the Braum.
Yeah, Ignite on Braum, kind of a panic Ignite just to try and dissuade him from pursuing. Jin does spend his flash. Neither of the pursuing bot lane spend their flash. So overall, extremely good trade for blue bot lane. And they look to crash 1.5 waves into that bot tower. Hecarim clearing the Krugs. And actually, you see top lane Karma substantially down on mana. I guess
But she
Karma
does have
was
the
using
biscuits
hope.
coming in.
Yeah, Karma does have biscuits, and there's no point where Karma's really in a death threat here. We see Volibear running through a ward in order to threaten top, thinks better of it as he is seen, turns and I guess decides to ward up the blue team blue buff area, or just check for camps that are available. He's gonna find, oh nope, it's all cleared. And Karma looking to crash 2 waves, and Malphite's gonna, I guess, sustain a little damage to leash the wave onto his incoming wave. And Chase, assuming, yeah, he's representing the Volibear gank that's coming in a bit solo. Karma puts in the leash. Volibear puts down the shield, gets hit by an empowered Q, doesn't get the double hit, but it does dissuade Volibear from pursuing any further. Karma does use up a lot of resources to do that, but does stave off a gank, maintain CS parity a little bit. Volibear going in for the regank flash Q stun, and Karma shields to get away. Again, just out-kiting in the
in the bot lane. Oh my god, that Hecarim went in for such a good play.
Yeah, fantastic play, pinning the Jin against the wall there with the E push, right?
Definitely. We can already starting to see a goal differential splitting on for the blue team for Anja.
Yeah, it's small, but you know, it's 5 minutes in the game. We've got it going on.
Well, you got to think that goal differential was for a tier on the Lucian that's already starting to get stacked up pretty nasty in the early game. He's
Right.
already hitting that over 2k limit,
He's
while
a
everyone
one-
else is
wait,
barely
hold
at
up.
15.
Lucian is 1,000 gold ahead of Jin at 5 minutes.
That is a feels bad man
But that
moment.
gold is in his pocket. He doesn't have it in stats quite yet. He's gonna crash this wave and probably reset.
Let's go ahead and see what items he buys with it.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna go for get a BF sword early. No. No, BF sword would be too sorry. I don't know why that even crossed my mind. Yeah, he gets
No,
the
that would have
early-
been
he gets a
fantastic.
super
That would have
fast-
been the BM.
super fast
Akali
quiver.
going in for the Echo.
Yep, Echo gets a shield, looks to trade a little bit. Akali, impatient, does not wait for the shield to go past, but it doesn't matter. She is out trading, getting a ton of damage onto the Echo. Echo does trade back, though. Akali didn't have any buttons to trade with. Echo could clearly see her energy total. And Karma coming back full bar of mana. 11 CS behind, actually. And can't convert the positional advantage. Ooh, that was a bit of a late shield. I guess blocks a bit of that E damage. Or
Pops
sorry,
the
W
OT,
damage.
was
Yeah,
still
ulti's
able to
Karma
get out.
flashes in for auto attack. He doesn't have the mana for Q. Bit of a weird champ. Karma is positioning, trying to keep the engagement going. Karma positioning a little bit too respectful, lets him walk away. Ooh, this was a kill. Oh, it flashes in for the leash. Q, and very good.
That's all she
Yeah,
wrote there.
Karma did not
TP
have to
coming
flash
in,
there.
though.
TP coming in from the Akali, presses R1, Q, smoke, wait for R2. This is a kill. Didn't really even need the Q2 or R2, but there was no other reason to use it, right? Hecarim looking to do any kind of salvage, maybe just come in to get some CS and hold the wave. Yeah, that's a 1.5 wave crash. Hecarim would do well to actually recover that. Yeah, Hecarim a little bit busy, I guess. Did not react quite so fast to the teleport coming in from Akali. Echo gonna take the opportunity to hopefully crash this mid wave, make Akali pay a bit minion tax for the roam. Volibear, as you see, moving in for the bot gank, coming in from the wide angle, and they are realizing it now. Braum comes in with the minion W into the stun, but everybody's collapsing onto this Lucian. Lucian already now using his E to dash away. He's ignited. Is he gonna live? He does live on a thread. Akali's trying to close the door, but coming in from a wide angle, Lucian is gonna get away. Counter gank onto the Jin, and oh, actually, Akali wound up getting the Lucian. I don't know how Lucian got caught there. It looked like he was home free, especially considering Akali did not have her R. Anyway,
I think
it
he
looks
might
like a
have
double
been
trade
caught
kill.
in jungle trade.
Volley was also on the other side, so Volley came from one way, Akali came from the other.
Roger that. And it looks like they did have some return kills. It was a pretty ambitious gank, pretty deep, and Akali does not follow the E, especially considering that would have been a 1v2. You don't see that. Karma continued to crank a little bit of pressure top, but a kill, assist, couple CS behind.
It looks like we're about to see a jungle trade.
One level lead actually for Karma. And yeah, Hecarim with a pretty good solo kill at red buff. Malphite closing in for Pryo a little bit late. Bit of burst damage onto Akali. Akali forced to use the Shroud and then walk back to her tower. Shen coming in just to cover and cross mid towards bot. Hecarim crossing mid towards his own blue side jungle, I guess. And Brown with the support roam coming off the reset. Looking for mid. Nothing there. Karma looking to poke. Substantial amount of poke. With just a Doran's ring, honestly, for damage and some levels. Hard commit for both. Akali with the R1, R2, and not quite enough to kill. Miscalculated. Akali looking to see if there's anything to salvage back, but the burst is enough to push Echo out of lane. Gives her massive prio. I guess that means Scuttle Crab bot lane is available for Volibear with no contest.
You also have to think, Underworld is playing this extremely well. They're keeping Anjas at their toes, and even then, with Braum passive, they've just been able to collapse every time any engage happens in the bot.
Right. Braum did have
the calling comes out.
Yep, doing a little bit of pressure, just zoning ulti, classic zoning ulti. Lots of free damage
zoning
there.
ulti, big quotations there. I think they expected more out of it.
That was definitely a literal zoning ulti. There wasn't much that they could follow up with, especially with no junglers from either team available. Volibear doing the cross map, taking red, it looks like, with no vision available for blue team to counter that or even move towards it. I mean, they just don't know. In the meantime, cross mapping, Hecarim and Karma going for the Shelly. And Jhin with only a quiver does not do a lot of damage, critting Braum there.
Barely did any, to be honest. Surprising amount of lack
it looks
of
like
damage.
Volibear came to investigate the Shelly and is forced to use his ulti and flash to get out of that. Malphite teleported to the vision ward. Pink ward. Malphite looking for a flank. Decides to collapse onto the Echo, who does get a ulti out, but he's gonna die anyway. Maybe Akali R1
he makes it
R2
out
in position. Gonna chase Hecarim over the wall and gets the kill, closing the door. And Karma, who dodges the E, but speeds her way out of there. Gets hit by Malphite. Q is slowed. Ulti Qs does not have enough damage. Looks kinda doomed. Oh, he gets the speed, dodges the Akali Q. They're really sort of playing with their food there, and they finally kill the Karma after a lot of foreplay.
Cruel way of stating it, but correct.
Right, and
the
then
goal differential just continues to slide downward as we see 17 to 15. Let's see that gold spread. Oh man, look at that on the Lucian.
Right, still a substantial lead for Lucian, but he is the only silver lining for the rest of this team. Decent gold parity for top, pretty close. Jungle has a lead as well. Mid, slight deficit for Underworld. And Hecarim comes in for the gank mid, actually gets it on the Akali. Karma, aggressive teleport back to top, immediately begins leashing and trading with the Malphite at tower. Jhin gets the root on Braum, but outside of tower range, Braum moving to defend. And Braum actually forced to flash out of there for safety. And Karma, aggressive moves onto this Malphite, but about to pay the price as she gets ganked. But Malphite a little bit low on health. Karma,
I still think they collapse. I think they get it without
Malphite forced
dying.
the flash actually to get out of that second half of the Q explosion. And Karma continuing to kite out with no health. Kiting and poking, but this is gonna be doomed for Karma again. Really deep in enemy jungle and gonna get hit with that.
I still think she makes it out. Karma is Karma.
Q shield for Volibear. That's gonna give him the. There you go. There's the stun, and that's it.
She should not have gotten greedy for that root. I feel like if she would just kept moving, she might have been able to get out of that.
Well, the one thing we've learned from this matchup, even though the players have shuffled around, top lane is ego lane, and we're just seeing this happening over and over again.
Ego lane, you gotta love it.
Yeah, forced to not ego ulti out, the respect ulti to get out of that sticky situation. It's blue team in the enemy red side jungle there. They're closing in on mid. Echo gets the shield, gets the cheeky poke on Akali, takes too many tower shots in mid, forced the ulti actually in order to save his own life. And Akali giving him the thumbs up.
And Volibear just there to capitalize.
They know Echo has no ulti. Akali hits the E, gets feared by the Hecarim ulti, and gets the follow-up auto tech to die. And Echo looking for some follow-up, about to hit the passive on him, gets the % health damage, and for the kill on Volibear.
Nasty stuff.
Yeah, it looks like they just kind of overextended after thinking that they had a big advantage for exposing Echo's ulti. Here we go. Lucian gets to chain a full ulti, target traded back and forth as the Jhin tried to block for his Shen, weirdly enough, and then pays the price by getting Braum ulted inside the Lucian ulti, and Braum picking up the Q. That's a cheeky little
surprising amount of damage on that Q to be able to finish that off.
Right. And Akali teleported behind them. Braum got away, and he said, "Goodbye, Lucian. Bad luck to you, buddy."
He looked left, he looked right, he faded away.
Akali with, what was that, like the third pretty big teleport play. Making very good use of teleport, but as you can see, it's costing her in CS. In fact, this game, 14 minutes in, look at the CS on all of these players. This has been a scrappy, almost 20 kill game in 14 minutes with not a lot of CS. Tons of roaming,
been insane.
Tons
it
of
gives
teleporting.
us no time to rest. It has been exciting.
Tons of disrespectful plays that result in kills back and forth. People are just fast and loose in this game. Not a lot of safety plays, not a lot of macro play. You know, this Shelly is the closest thing we've seen to macro all game, but tragically seconds after the plates go down.
Now let's take a look at the dragons. I'm feeling like oh man, the Mountain Drake is really going badly for Underworld. They're just not getting tanky enough to be able to sustain the amount of damage going through. But again, and I know you're gonna dog me for this, Cloud Drake is popping off with these ulti cooldowns.
Oh boy, Cloud Drake. And again, it is C champion, kill champion. Echo moving into mid, flashes into the Akali, or flashes in to try and get some kill pressure, has to back off, gets counter engaged, gets counter engaged. Both the supports are here now in mid, gets hit by the Volibear shock into the stun, into the kill, but the counter engage from Echo answers back into Volibear as the Hecarim moves in and picks off the Braum and the Shen.
Now let's look at the shutdown gold. Hecarim being able to secure 4
Hecarim didn't kill his own
kills.
Braum, excuse me, that's not what I meant to say.
Oh no, he did kill him with laughter and kindness.
Yes.
So, Hecarim with that 4 gold lead, and the Echo that has not died even though he's done those risky plays in the mid game are really starting to play off.
Right, and we see the gold differentials continues to swing in Underworld's favor with the 9 kill deficit, and we see one that was actually first tower of the game. Would you believe it? A game this
Would
bloody,
you believe it?
No, Macro has left the building 15 minutes ago. This is the first tower kill of the game. We've had 2 dragons and a Shelly before first tower. We've had 2 dragons, a Shelly, 20 kills before the first tower goes down. That's the level of macro we're looking at. R1 from Akali with the Q follow finishes off with Karma under her own tower.
This is a perfect example of Karma's overestimating their amount of jukiness.
Right. I mean, there was not much juking. R is a click target. Q is a big fan, you know. And when you're point blank, the E pretty much hits automatically. But it does cost Akali, you know, her flash. Just trying to avoid additional. I guess avoid. I don't know, overcommitting. It has happened more than once this game where people overestimate their damage and just get caught out. Big burst in the
into the ulti.
Funny, I either forgot Echo ulti exists or he was just daring him to come in because he had 2 allies coming in. Overestimates how tanky he is against the Echo ulti. Yeah, he just stood on it, paid with his life. He didn't even have his ulti. He did have a flash though, and if he did have hands,
I feel like we're about to see another play here, boys.
Yeah, again, this is a play for nothing. Dragon's not even up. They're just fighting over wards right now. And just Hecarim.
That was a double for 30 gold.
It is a happy recipient of a double kill into Dragon.
We're now seeing
again,
a 7-1
for
Hecarim.
vision pre-Dragon, I understand, but like the level of commitment without any of your carries nearby, like, and it's not like it's a mystery. Both of your carries are visible on the map trying to kill the Echo up top. It's not like blue team is unable to gauge their risk, right? They saw, you know, Malphite miscalculate a little bit, you know, and stand on the Chrono Shift and die, but 2 of their allies were up there trying to kill the Echo. And then, you know, they're fully visible when red team's trying to aggressively secure vision around Dragon, right? Echo going for another play. We'll see if Malphite walks up and stands on the Chrono Shift again. I don't think he will, though. I think he learned his lesson.
Let's hope he
Akali
does. I
R1
think so.
pushing in, gets the Q and gets leashed, has to R2 in order to break leash in order to avoid getting stuck in there. As you know, Karma leash actually provides vision, so it doesn't matter if Akali does put on her shroud.
Now, how do you feel about the lane swap that OJ has done with Underworld for the Echo and the Karma?
Oh, another sneaky Chrono Shift kill. Malphite really didn't have a choice. He couldn't keep kiting away from tower in order to avoid the Chrono Shift. Really good pressure overall by this Echo. About the lane shift, I mean, we saw the result, right? He killed Malphite twice in lane. Malphite really stunted. Lowest CS in the game minus the supports. 4,400 gold at 18 minutes. Very, very depressing. He is going the AP build, as you can see, with the Luden's Echo.
Would not have agreed to the same thing. I definitely feel like they needed a little bit more frontline against that enemy team.
Yeah, exactly. He's going for AP. He's going for the big burst play. I assume he's going to be trying to, I don't know, go in with the Shen or something. Either way, whatever it is that he's trying to do, it doesn't really work. Karma has a shield, an AoE shield that can react to your Malphite engage. You get what I mean? Even if he does have a good button, Karma, like, your engage is stuffed. Braum, Locket of Iron Solari, your engage is stuffed. Karma, once again, going for the Shurelius. As you would know, this is actually the same player from Anja Dark, who is now playing Karma top for this team. Same Karma.
I think we can definitely see a continuous Karma ban from Anja Dark games.
Yeah, we get a decent room from Jin, but nothing to really follow up. Their damage isn't really there.
And slowly we're starting to see it that from 20 kill game is now turned into 20 to 8.
Right, this is continuing to accelerate, and it is not accelerating in Red Team's favor. Anja's having a lot of difficulty. Malphite forced to ulti, but gets killed by the backswing of the Echo Cube, and a lot big engage from Hecarim. He's kind of feeling it out. Transfers aggro back to Hecarim.
Now, can we appreciate the movement on this Lucian being able to flash out of there? Akali trying to R back in and still being able to get out of it.
Very good aggro management, not just for tower, but for Akali, forced to go in really hard. Lucian, they know, is the only target that Akali can possibly go for, so they really leverage that and force Akali to reach deep, commit the R2 in order to get the kill. Doesn't get the kill and gets killed instead. Again, you know, that's really how most Akalis die. They have to commit the R2 to offense. Karma walking right in. Jin just, Jin is like, you know what? I pressed R, I paid the cooldown. I'm gonna get my money's worth. I'm just gonna continue to press R. I died. Whatever. This is my 6th death. I'm used to it by now.
This man said, I'm ready to Aram. Let's go.
He, well, I mean, you know, this bot lane is currently 0-12. Not a good game for them.
Not a good game. I feel like there may be a little bit of tilt on that bot lane.
Leon, look at Shen's items.
Hey! He knows.
It's Sinfire. Not really
Sinfire's
accomplishing
on his way
anything.
to the game. Now, hold on there. Just wait until you start spectating some of my games and you shall call me. Let's not call back to the Leona game while we're here, alright?
I have. You remember Lethality and Mumu? Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Alright, hold on. Those are a lot of stories. We can't give all the viewers the good stories right off the bat.
Alright, anyway, it looks like the lull, it's a rare, we haven't had a chance to breathe. You understand? This is a 33 kill game so far in 21 minutes. It's just been see hero, kill hero, you know, to use
it really has
Dota
been.
parlance.
Let me know if you want to swap out. If your voice is given out, we can always do a quick switch.
Alright, I mean, you can take over. It looks like we're about to get some pre-dragon stuff going on. Or, sorry, pre-baron.
Yeah.
Pre-dragon, pre-baron.
I don't know. I feel like the Baron's going to be on the second, on the back foot here. It looks like they're trying to set up for Dragon as the Cole comes down for the Jin. Jin is caught. Malphite's trying to go in to kill the Jin. But again, Shurelius just gets popped. And Akali's trying to get onto that. Karma is able to successfully get it. Braum Passive is able to get the Karma out of the way. And there it was.
Yo, can I talk about how depressing that was?
So sad.
Team Malphite hits ulti on 3 people.
No damage.
The only person that died was Karma, and that was all Akali. Basically, Locket of the Iron Solari and Karma, was it Mantra Shield? Nothing happened.
Sad days were had for him. But now let's talk about this Echo. This Echo, I feel, has been playing amazing. Oh my god, just look at his name. You can tell that he is the main. Chrono Dive himself.
I mean, we did say this guy is an Echo player, right? And then they gave him the Echo. I mean, you look at the consequence. 704, 175 CS, looking very strong.
And now I have to oh, the Volibear with the fail ulti is definitely just going to get clapped right into the Lucian.
Yeah, he did try and make it over that wall, but even if he did, honestly, they were caught. You know, he had the Brown passive on him. Hecarim is in hot pursuit. Lucian is not going to fall behind in the chase, right?
No,
He
not
gets
much you
the
could do
EC
there.
boost, right? But again, he was just poking out to look to see if the dragon was dying. Indeed, the dragon was dying, and what he was dying to was 3 enemy players, and he found him. And Echo, very aggressive into that Jhin, easily just ulties on out of there. Maybe he didn't even need to be honest.
Oh,
That was
the
a
combo
engage
between
and
Shin
nothing.
ulti. They're trying to get something.
Fight goes
Akali
for
was stopped by
another
the...
ulti to do no damage. Akali
Oh,
stunned by Brown
man.
passive. Shen stunned by Brown passive. Quadra kill for the Echo. I am gonna say letting this man
Hey.
get his Echo. Probably a bad call.
Now, I will never be Emma team, but I will say
They're gonna give him
Underworld.
the kill.
Oh,
you know
they
what?
gave him the
Volibear,
pentakill.
Volibear was like, you know what? You deserve it, man.
It's on you. You know, you gotta play tribute to those characters. It's like, okay, I'm already losing the game. Pretty much, you know, it's not looking well. Might as well give that man his moment.
Right, logically speaking, there was no feasible way for Volibear to mount a reasonable defense for this tier 2 mid. I think he just came out there to give the man his pentakill. I don't know.
And I appreciate it, but Underworld, seriously, if you need me to grab you a drink after this game, like, we can talk about it.
God damn.
This is not looking good for you, friend.
So, if we evaluate the vision, Anja, no vision, lots of vision for their jungle. Jungle Dominion for Underworld, they're taking and robbing everything out of their jungle, right?
Which is
Nothing
perfect
to
because
claim.
they have the mobility to capitalize on all of this vision.
Right, and then, you know, Anja forced to split mid lane between Akali and Jhin, who both desperately need gold.
Now we might be seeing a big dragon fight. Echo coming in onto the Shen. Shen able to dash away from it with the taunt.
Right? And honestly, low commitment for both, you know, Echo E short cooldown, Shen taunt, not that long of a cooldown. Hecarim ulties over the wall, gets a fear for the Jhin out of position, dodges away from the Karma Cube, but Hecarim overcommitted without resources and pays the price. Hecarim, however, he is so strong, just casually picks up a double kill, and Shen caught out of position, stunned by the Brown passive and dead. Stunned by the Brown passive and dead. Akali, not stunned by the Brown passive, and is rooted in. And wait, Echo going for his second pentakill.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Underworld, about that drink, you might want to, you know, go see a therapist.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this Echo is now 17 kills. He's full 25 stack Magi's. He's 4 items
And
done.
another thing to look at, they're about to get Baron, but all of their lanes are already pushing into their base.
Yeah, the macro
There's
situation
not much
is really
Underworld
dire.
can really do.
Right. And they're not even gonna reset. They're just like, you know what? We got enough health and mana. Let's just push this. Actually,
Now,
Echo
I did want you
reset.
to notice one more thing, which is it took Lucian 20 minutes to actually stack up his Muramana. Ironic as it was that one of his first early buys was the tier, and he actually lived from that Volibear engage. Wow.
Yikes. Well, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of slow. You got the Braum on him, right? What's he gonna
Definitely.
do? Lucian, he's a speedy boy. He's got the Gale Force and two legendaries. Akali,
Akali is looking
Akali
for it.
missed the Q. Akali was going for the smash. You gotta stay out of range of the second art. Lucian spaces it perfectly. Akali got greedy, thought he could tag him, but not quite. You know, these are really desperate engagements for desperate times. All 5 are dead. Looks like it's gonna be a Nexus play. Echo already beating down those Nexus towers. The rest of his team though looking to take mid and nib, I guess. I mean, these are really superfluous macro plays. Like, you know, Nexus is pretty much dead here. Volibear back
You
up,
can tell
what's he gonna do?
it's now for the. This is FF for fun. It's not FF.
Right. This is just
Oh,
There's
Jhin
just
ulti
fun
coming down
here.
for the fun of it.
Volibear evaporated. Jhin ulting from base, but that is not deep enough.
Oh, but
Coming up for
let's
the
give
kill.
it to the Jhin. He killed the king at the last
He
second.
did give him the shutdown, yes.
I can say, I think this game, the honor goes to Jhin for actually being able to take down the god himself.
I mean, you know, second kill of the game, right?
Gotta love it.
I gotta say, we did kind of see this starting to stir together in draft. It wasn't the Nautilus, but you gotta say, Braum, fantastic play. This support player really doing well. I mean, obviously the people getting the kills. You know, you got the Echo. Everybody doing kills, right?
It
But
honestly
Braum-
surprised me, the fact that they knew that they had that Echo main into the game, but they let him get his pick, while they also didn't let the actual Rengar player get his pick.
I mean, again, Hecarim not on his main, but he still performed beautifully. I mean, it just seemed like a bit of an execution diff. Not to throw shade or anything. There was a lot of execution diff just going on around a lot, and Malphite did get stifled pretty severely You know,
Now, the only shade I will throw is that entire game was, as my Discord likes to say, unga bunga. Like, you guys were just all in for the full Aram, and I appreciated the show.
very aggressive, very loose. You know, macro be damned. We're here to kill champions.
Good game, guys. Good game. Fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Hubris is what left the Echo through.
Hubris is what
Hubris
let the
was.
echo.
I was confident I could kick his ass, and apparently I figured out right after Akulli got debuffed, which is why 2 of my executes failed because I thought I had more damage. I cry.
I mean,
Well, now we
they're
know.
positioning really well too. Just generally, they had a lot of karma shielding, Braum shielding. You know, the Braum hop confers a bit of armor and MR. Karma shielding, and then Braum had the Locket of the Iron Solari.
They
really
really
hard
played
to
it
kill
beautifully.
anybody. Yeah,
Actually, you're incorrect, Ass. The actual Braum, it gives about 10% of his stats. So he was going full tank that game, except for his actual mythic item.
Mhm.
And that mythic item, I believe, gives you a bonus MR and magic resist.
right,
So
right. Therefore,
every
he
time
confers that
Braum
on
was
who he jumps
actually.
on.
Exactly. That was crazy amounts of magic and armor that he was able to give to his Lucian or to whoever he was trying to tie himself to at that moment
Right.
to just. There
And I
was
tell
no
you,
burst possibility.
Karma was pulling double duty. A lot of really careful spacing to deal with Malphite, to deal with Akali, stuff like that. Karma's uh what do you call it? Mantra Shield and her Shirelli is pulling double duty, pushing the Hecarim in, pushing Lucian out, pushing Echo in, moving everybody around wherever the hell they need to go, right?
Yes,
Really
Karma
great
was definitely the
utility.
Loki carry.
Right. But you know, just the amount of damage that Echo could put out with the item and level diff was just ridiculous. He's just evaporating everybody. Nobody was really tanky on Anja. We had Shen support, you know, and then Volibear, you know, like not very tanky. You know, Echo doing the percent health magic damage with his count to 3.
I
He was
definitely
just
would have felt like
evaporating
this
people.
game would have been a completely different game for one difference, which is if you actually had the Malphite go tank.
Uh if he had the Malphite tank, he would have had a slower lane against the Karma. He would have gotten more CS since he's not getting evaporated. But I don't see him winning. Like, you got to understand, like, the damage threat out of Anja was just not very high. He had Volibear, which is hard to apply his damage. He has the unstoppable jump in, but look at how much keep away Underground has, right?
True, true.
Volibear jumps in once and then he stops moving. You know, you saw me count it out every single team fight. I'm like, oh, that guy's Braum's done. That guy's Braum's done. That guy's Braum's done. And they all just
Which
die
goes
one
to
by
show
one.
Braum is an underestimated support. Like that passive is insane.
Right. And like, you know, for all of their go in that Anja had, they're all short range melees with only Jin, a very underfed Jin to provide range backup in CC, right?
Very
A
sad.
lot of these go-ins get tagged by Braum ulti, Braum Q, Braum autos, and then they get stunned and die.
Well, boys, that game was fun. What's up next?
That was crazy.
That is actually it for today. We do
Ooh,
2
fantastic.
best of 3s per day, and since both were 2-0s, there's no third game.
Well, I
Oh
tell you what,
man.
man, that was a very exciting game. Really good show from all of our players and all of our teams. We actually had what was his face?
I
Lord
love
of
what's his
Penguins
face.
in all 4 games.
Lord of Penguins
Definitely.
just put it
Representing
in
the
the
Silver
work.
Lane Karmas.
Shout out to
He
you,
was-
fam.
spoiled for the day.
Lord of Penguins, my guy. I'll tell you what. Cheers to you.
Shout out for the OG neckbeard.
But I honestly, I mean, like, there's 2 people that we just have to honor out of all the games that we've played today, guys. Folks, come on.
What is
We
that?
have to give it to Shen for the Sunfire.
No, no, I refuse. But I gotta tell you, lots of talent on display, but you know, lots of low key team players. Those the Brown, the Karma, really
I
good
was
stuff.
actually about to ask. So, other than the main damage carries, which would have been like the Darius or the Echoes these last games, who would you say is the Loki champion
I mean,
from the games that we've seen?
supports both games, played really well, and not to take anything away from Anja, they played their hearts out too. Like every time a fight goes down, Anja's like, "All right, man, I'm in. Let's do this." You know,
For real, they were A
for
team.
better or worse,
They were A team.
right? And I mean, you know, like I said, I mean, my answer is support. You know, the low key carries. They're tagging people. They're distributing CC, applying their active items when they need to. Just very good play. They just felt really cohesive. Underground, or sorry, Underworld, Underground,
Underworld.
Underworld.
But yes,
Man.
thank everyone for tuning in. We will be live 3 p.m. tomorrow as well, EST. Feel free to show up. Those games will be Dark on Jaw versus On Jaw, which is just really,
Oh.
It's a lore battle. It's Yasuo and Yone.
yeah, really, one of us is just going to have to get, like, disqualified from the server.
Wait, hang
because,
on. If Anja versus Dark Anja is Yasuo versus Yone, which one's Yasuo, which one's Yone?
That's a
Oh,
good question.
Well, I know for a fact that their mid laner is trying to learn Yasuo, and I know for a fact I play Yone. So, if I could go back in
okay.
time and replay the game, we would do it.
Are we seeing possible pick bans here? Like, are we seeing like confirmed pick Yones and Yasuos?
Oh wait, we can't ask him to show us his playbook, right?
You definitely
his
can.
Uh,
I'm not going to give it to you, but you can ask
Alright.
all you want.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, okay, what are your insights going into this next game as a member of Anja versus Dark Anja?
As someone who has already played the game, I can tell you a lot of insights.
Oh, I see. We're gonna be looking at VODs. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
dude.
Well, don't give away the spoilers.
Yeah, I was actually playing Akali while managing the stream. Did you know? Which
I
is why I
see.
kept messing up. You know, I had my like 5th monitor like hanging over my head, and I just couldn't see it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He's got the full hacker setup, dude.
Hell
For real,
yeah.
hacker man over here. So I'll just give the closing remarks. Man, I had a lot of fun with you guys. It was my first time shoutcasting. That was amazing. Asp came in clutch. He just came in out of nowhere, decided to come
Heyo.
in with us, and oh man, did this man pull it off 10 times as good as I could have.
It's fine. It's whatever.
So final remarks, man. Maybe next time we get to share some more stories. I know some of you are going to be interested in that lethality Moo thing going on.
Oh
But
god.
let's worry about that next time. All right.
Hell
Closing
yeah.
remarks. I guess I think the games are really good. I love the fact that people pick really aggressive champions. You know, occasionally let people get their mains just to see what they can do, and we discovered precisely what they're capable of. Right?
Facts.
I mean, okay, not just the Echo. We saw the Renekton from Thanks for Playing in the first match. That Renekton, pretty beastly.
Pretty
beastly.
massive.
Raid boss
Right.
himself.
Right. So just good games overall. I'm happy to have casted it.
Heck yeah. Well, I hate name picking or picking. Gumball is at work, or else he would also be here. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye bye, guys.